Hey everybody, Extreme Patriot here. How y'all doing? Just want to say real quick that pretty proud and humbled to be part of Team Wake 'em Up. I don't know if you've heard them or not. You ought to check them out. Team Wake 'em Up channel or Review Manify. When I first learned about Sandy Hook and Robbie Parker, Team Wake 'em Up and Review Manify were one of the first people I saw and could really relate to the way he presented everything. So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you very much. I appreciate it. RM, man, it's an honor. I appreciate it, man. Okay, guys, I'm going to go over the moon landing hoax, and I'm sure I might make more, but I guess I've probably been researching this for about a week now, and yeah, it's total crap. Okay, you got all three of Apollo 11 astronauts showed disinterest at their interview when they had gotten back. You can see shame also during the interview. And then all three of them resigned shortly after. One mission, well, not one mission, all their missions leading up to this, hoax, and then they were done. You see, James Webb was the highest ranking officer. He resigned a few days before Apollo 11 moon landing. Neil Armstrong, I kind of feel sorry for him. Alright, he's passed away now, but still, I know that they probably, him and Gus, I think were, well, not Gus. Neil was almost killed in the LEM test on Earth. They couldn't get one to fly on Earth, but all of a sudden, it works on the moon every time. He was almost killed. He had to eject at the last second. Aldridge, they were all made to lie. They were all made to swear, or they were threatened with their life, and if not their lives, then their closest living, most, wives, kids, of that nature, I'm sure. The entire lunar landing module was a joke. I mean, there was no real one. They're all fucking fake. It's a joke, man. You gotta watch some of them videos I talked about. I mean, it's a tinfoil fucking craft, and they don't want you measuring shit because it's all been figured out. There's not even enough room inside, and it's not a conspiracy theory. It's a fact. There's not enough room inside the LEM. The lunar landing module. There's not enough room in there even for the two astronauts to be in there with their suits and their backpacks and whatnot. There's just not enough room. It can't be done. Then you got the whole Van Allen radiation belts, and that's a whole nother thing in itself. But you can't go through it. We could do it then. We can't do it now. That's why we're not going back. If we could go to the moon, we'd have a base there, right? Just like in Antarctica, we got a base there. Nobody really cares to go there, but we can go there, so we have one there. Okay. We also have where they landed they named it the Sea of Tranquility, right? The landing site of the first Apollo 11 lunar lander. A fucking fake-looking model, right? That was lowered down. Okay. In Flagstaff, Arizona, in the desert, they have a Sea of Tranquility they made, to train, and it's the exact pictures when you take a picture of the so-called moon surface, and it's the same, okay? They line up perfect for their shots. It's so fucking retarded. It's amazing. And they're still lying about it all. It's unbelievable. The people that are the spokesman for NASA is Brian Welch. What a lying piece of shit. Okay, the photos. All the arguments with the photos. Okay, It's all ridiculous. You see wires in some of the later Apollo bullshit. That's because you got the horizon. Why do you always see the horizon? You know, if I walk out here, I don't just see the edge of the earth. Shadows are wrong. Reticles being covered up by things when they couldn't be. Not enough. Okay, not enough room in the limb. I already said that. Okay, then you got this video evidence leaked. Bart Sabrell had. Remember, I told you he did something funny happened on the way to the moon. He had kept contacting NASA to do. You know, he's doing research on the whole landings, and he didn't say for what. And they accidentally sent him footage of Apollo 11 faking being halfway to the moon with the camera backed away from the window, and it was supposed to be attached to the window, and they superimposed, they blacked out the window, and they put a film on top to make it look like they were looking at the Earth from 130,000 miles away, which in fact they weren't, and it's on audio and video. They're fucking caught. They were joking about it. It's a done deal. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I mean, in a court of law today, that's pretty damning evidence. I don't know why we don't have treasonous charges being brought up on anybody who's still alive had anything to do with this. Well, I know why, because we're living in a fucking dictatorship. Because the federal government is probably the biggest dictatorship it is in the world. And cartel. Okay, the Rover. Okay, we had 3 of them, right? There's 60 million a piece back then. Okay, I think it stole 150 billion today. 30 billion back then of the taxpayers' money. That's why if you can't make it, you got to fake it. And they took all that fucking money. The Rover couldn't fold up like they said and be in the limb and come out. There's no room. Okay, it couldn't have been done. Those Rovers never left the fucking Earth. Okay, none of it did. The limb didn't. None of it. That shit wasn't inside that fucking Saturn rocket. Okay, it's all bullshit. They went. They orbited Earth. They did all their fake bullshit. They came back. They lied. And they've been caught. And human behavior will show you. You watch astronauts gone wild. I mean, it just shows you right there. Human behavior. The way you act when you're lying, or you can't refute it. Okay. And then you got Stanley Kubrick, who was recruited by Nixon through Cheney and other people through Pentagon. Hollywood's been with them forever. Well, Kubrick got recruited to do it. Guess what? He just did 2001 Space Odyssey right before, right? Probably used sets in London. They made sets in Area 51. And that's called that because that was the lot on the number 51 lot on the map. That's how they used to do maps back then when they did areas in the desert, so it stuck. Anyway, all that shit's probably there still in Area 51. Who knows what the government's got and where. It's unbelievable. Okay. The LIM tunnel and probe area, all too narrow. Couldn't have been right. It's too long, too narrow. When they film it inside, it doesn't match up. Nothing matches up. The guys wouldn't be able to get through it. Okay, then that brings me to trying to wrap it up. This pisses me off because every one of those astronauts of the Apollo missions, except for 3, are liars and frauds. And treasonous frauds at that, for making money off the American taxpayers for selling a lie. Biggest hoax ever in the world. And that opens up the door. If you can make the world think that you went to the moon, you should as fucking do a Sandy Hook or a fucking Boston bombing or an Aurora Batman shooting. No problem. You pull off a 9/11 real fucking easy too. Okay, that brings me to Apollo 1 crew. Lieutenant Colonel, United States Air Force, Virgil Ivan Gus Grissom, and his other two, I didn't write them down, Chaffee and White. Those guys were heroes. Gus Grissom wasn't gonna go along with the program. He hung a lemon on the fucking craft before. He said, how the hell are we gonna go to the moon if we can't talk between a couple buildings? He was very liked by the public. He was very outspoken. He was a very, experienced pilot and astronaut. And the real deal. And they were killed. And a huge cover-up, and they basically just, you can't even find much on them. You go to NASA's website, NASA's Space Center, any of it, I mean, they don't even have barely anything about Apollo 1, because they don't want to talk about it. And it pisses me off. Because those three men are real heroes. And they knew we couldn't go to the fucking moon. Well, Gus did. He knew we couldn't go to the moon. And then you had him dying under LBJ, right? The same fucking cocksucker, him and Bush and everybody else, senior, in the CIA fucking taking out JFK because he didn't want to fucking, he went against the Fed and secret societies. And then you have Nixon, who is real good buddies with LBJ, right? And Nixon, through research, I have found out, was the man who ordered the fake moon landings and got Stanley Kubrick to do it in the beginning. Not through all the Apollo missions. He showed him how to do it through the first, being 11, and probably some input on 10, just supposedly orbiting over the moon, which we never did because you can't leave Earth's orbit or you will be killed by radiation. Look it up. Why don't we ever go past 400 miles now with way better equipment? It's all a lie. It was easy to sell. The whole fucking thing is so compartmentalized. Nobody knew who was doing what. The people in the fucking space station thought it was all real. It was all fake. Hollywood bullshit, and they played it back through fucking old fucking technology so we couldn't see their newer good pictures, with because they had VHS and shit then, not just reel to reel, I'm pretty sure. But they had live feed, but they wouldn't give them the equipment or let them do it because we would have seen how fake it looked. So the first one had to go over without a hitch. It's all fake. No blast crater from the main fucking 10,000 pound thrust engine. Just two little thrusters on the sides. Would have tipped it over. The whole fucking thing is a joke. It looks like it's wrapped in fucking golden aluminum foil. There's no way in hell that ventilation system on stilts, covered in Reynolds wrap, went Mach 6, 260 some odd thousand miles away, through the radiation belts, X-ray, gamma rays, ultra rays, goes through steel, metal, anything, in 1969. Right? If I'm right. No. Okay, we're not doing it now. NASA's even stuck their own foot in their mouth because they're saying, we got to come up with how they got a secret project. Forget the name of it. Fly to the Stars or something. They're trying to figure out how to get through the Van Allen radiation belts. Now. So does technology go backwards? How do we do it then? Come on. It's a fucking joke. And all those astronauts contradict each other. They don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. They're liars. They get mad. Just like when you accuse somebody of lying, somebody's going to fucking get all defensive and shit. You fucking know it. Liars. Liars. And this pisses me off that three good men lost their lives because the evil that wants to see this one world order. It's disgusting. Then you look at Stanley Kubrick's other work. After a lot of other shit, he went into hiding. Wonder why. Then Eyes Wide Shut, his last film, he wanted it to come out on a certain date, so it was the anniversary of the moon hoax. There's all these fucking clues put in everything, especially in The Shining. Little boy standing on a square pattern, looks like the launch pad. He's got an Apollo 11 sweater on. It indicates, it blah 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 blah, and it goes to the room number that indicates the miles. It's so blatant. And then in Diamonds Are Forever, and then other things too. I mean, it's, you know, it's just the way it is. It's the way the world is. And if you don't open your fucking ears and your eyes and your mind to things, then you're going to be living in a false reality. Anyway, I just wanted to, there's so much more on it. It's very interesting. I implore anybody to research this, because we've been lied to forever about this shit. Still portraying the lie. Other countries know about it. I guarantee you they're blackmailing us for something or other, goods, or, look the other way for this or that. You know it. They gave the Netherlands a moon rock, right? They fucking come to look at it in here recently. It's a piece of petrified wood. Come on. Moon rocks. Antarctica. You go find them, you power blast them, sandblast them, you bring them back in and look real. How come all them astronauts keep going to Antarctica? How come the rocket builder, Van Braun, or whatever the fuck his name, a fucking war criminal from fucking Germany, goes to Antarctica while they're developing the fucking rocket? I mean, no sense. To me it does, but I'm just a fucking crazy fucking conspiracy theorist. Anyway, guys, I want to dedicate this to the crew of Apollo 1, Grissom, Chaffee, and White. Godspeed, and may you rest in peace, and may you have not died in vain. God bless everybody. Take care. Extreme Patriot out. Peace. And check out Team Wake 'em Up.